Coming up on today's Philadelphia Eagles now, we're going to take another look at the Eagles' playoff picture and their playoff path. Last week, we did this video, and a lot of you were calling me crazy, saying, Chase, there is absolutely no way that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to get that #1 seed and have home field advantage, go through Lincoln Financial Field in the NFC for the second straight year. But I'm going to explain how it's actually realistic now with what transpired on Christmas and what happened in Week 16 for the Eagles to get that top spot. First, today's Eagles Now is sponsored by Manscaped. I understand that Christmas and Hanukkah are in the rear view, but we're about to flip the page from 2023 to 2024. Start your new year off right with the best men's grooming products. And you can use the brand new Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra on your face. And if you change the guard, which I recommend, you can use it on your balls as well. Treat your balls well in 2024 with Manscaped and get 20% off using the code CHAT at manscaped.com/chat. So we start off with this. Philadelphia Eagles are 11-4. They've already clinched a playoff spot. They were able to do that a couple of weeks ago. With the Eagles' win over the New York Giants on Christmas, paired with the San Francisco 49ers loss to the Ravens on Christmas night, the #1 seed is alive for the EAGLES Eagles. And the Eagles this upcoming weekend can clinch the NFC East. How can they get the #1 seed? How can they clinch the division? Stay tuned to find out. You look at the NFC playoff picture right now, and this is how things stand in the NFC. NFL.com has the Lions as the 2 seed, but technically right now Philadelphia is the 2 seed in the NFC. You might be asking yourselves, Chase, why are the 49ers still in that 1 spot ahead of Philadelphia? Answer to that is very simple, because San Francisco won the head-to-head matchup, and they are in that top spot. You see with the letters there that the Niners, Eagles, Lions, and Cowboys have all clinched spots in the NFL playoffs. Look out for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They are hot. Baker Mayfield has played really good football over the last month, and now the Bucs, 8-7. If the Eagles drop down to that 5th spot, that could be a wild card matchup on the road in Tampa against the Bucs. You're also looking at a scenario here where in the first round of the playoffs, you're going to be taking on, if the season were to end today, depending on the seeding, a Rams team that has been playing really, really good football, or a Seahawks team that beats you. But I think that Philadelphia is still better than Los Angeles, still better than Seattle, but that #2 seed would be clutch for the Eagles. Here's how the Birds can get home field advantage going through Lincoln Financial Field in South Philadelphia in January. Philadelphia, this upcoming weekend and next week, going to need to take care of business. They're going to need to win out. They have to beat Jonathan Gannon's Cardinals, and they have to take down the New York Giants for the second time in 3 weeks. They also need some help here. The San Francisco 49ers have 2 games left, like all teams do in the NFL at this juncture of the season. At Washington, early game, 1 o'clock Eastern start, and then home against those hot Rams. So the Niners are going to have to lose 1 of those final 2 games. The Detroit Lions here own the tiebreaker technically over Philadelphia because they have the better record against common opponents. So the Lions, who take on the Cowboys in Jerry World on Saturday, I might go to that game to do some scouting, the Lions are going to need to lose 1 more game. They're on the road against Dallas, and then they're playing Minnesota, and Minnesota in Week 18, don't sleep on them. They've been feisty. Kevin O'Connell has done a great job with all of the quarterback movement with that team. After Kirk Cousins popped his Achilles, they might be fighting for playoff positioning in that wild card spot as well. It is going to be a very interesting Saturday from all of our vantage points, because if the Lions beat the Cowboys and the Eagles beat the Cardinals, Philadelphia is going to get a hat. They're going to get a shirt, and for the first time since 2004, they're going to be the first repeat winner in the NFC East. That'll be fun to celebrate. At the same time, though, if you want the Eagles to get that 2 seed, the Lions are still in danger of getting the 1 seed or the 2 seed, and Philadelphia, in a way, still needs Detroit to drop one of the final 2 games. So the Saturday matchup is basically a playoff game. For Dallas, looking to avoid 3 straight L's in December. That would be beautiful in a way. And it's a playoff game for Detroit. Detroit won the NFC North for the first time in franchise history, and they're trying to improve upon their seeding. And both Detroit and Dallas looking to add a victory against a quality opponent to their playoff resume. With that, I ask you to chime in here on Eagles Now. What seed do you want the Eagles to get? And I also want to ask you, which team do you want Philadelphia to play in the NFC playoffs? Because you look at how things are shaking out right now, it's looking like the Rams, Seattle, maybe Minnesota, Atlanta, Green Bay, New Orleans, all still in the hunt there at 7 and 8. With all that pre-snap motion, Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Kyron Williams, that Rams team is definitely dangerous. As I mentioned off the top, Eagles Now is sponsored by Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com/chat and use the code chat. I want all of my fellas out there to step into 2024 with a lot of confidence and swagger. And thanks to Manscaped, you're going to be able to do that. Because with Manscaped, resolutions are met and hairs are neatly kept. As the new year approaches, why not make self-improvement a breeze? Because I'm big on self-care by keeping your body well groomed. We're introducing Manscaped's Performance Package 5.0 Ultra, the ultimate all-inclusive kit designed to help you feel clean cut and confident as you should on your face, your chest, back hair, and your balls. Featuring the Powerhouse Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, this next-gen trimmer ensures precision and ease when tackling your toughest hair. So kick off 2024 with a trim above the rest and use that code CHAT for 20% off and free shipping. The Performance Package 5.0, it has futuristic tendencies. And included in this bundle, you get the Lawnmower 5.0, the Weed Whacker 2.0 ear and nose hair trimmer. I got to tell all my homies out there and all the real ones, you're not a real one, and you're not going to impress a lot of ladies out there if you have a bunch of hairs in your nose. You can take care of that with the Weed Whacker 2.0. You get the aftershave lotion, the crop preserver, the ball deodorant, and 2 free gifts. The Boxers 2.0 and the toiletry bag, which you will be able to travel with. Get signed up today, manscaped.com/chat, and start off 2024 strong. We go to the NFC East standings here. How about them Cowboys? Loss against the Bills on the road. Loss against the Dolphins on Christmas Eve as we got an early Christmas present. The Cowboys now second place in the NFC East, and now Philadelphia with the division at hand here, controlling their own destiny. Eagles are 11-4. Cowboys dropped to 10-5. The Giants officially eliminated from playoff contention, now at 5-10, and then the Commanders at 4-11. Eagles' remaining schedule took down the Giants on Christmas. They have the Cardinals, home regular season finale as Jonathan Gannon comes to town. Nick Sirianni said he's excited about the matchup. That game coming up 1 o'clock Eastern on Sunday, and then Week 18 on the road to round out things at MetLife Stadium against the Giants. The Niners' remaining schedule. An ugly loss for San Francisco, losing by 14 points. Brock Purdy intercepted 4 times against that #1 Ravens defense on Monday night, Christmas night. 33-19 the final there. And again, San Francisco needs to lose one of these final 2 games for the Eagles to maybe get home field advantage. Commanders and Rams coming up for the Niners. Cowboys' remaining schedule. Tough go here, man. Lost against the Bills, lost against the Dolphins. They have the Lions. That game coming up on Saturday. So some Saturday night football. F me, F Chase in the comments because I got it wrong right there. And then Week 18 on the road against the Commanders. The Lions' remaining schedule. They were able to edge and outlast Minnesota on the road. They go on the road to take on the Cowboys, and then they round out the regular season at Ford Field in Detroit against Minnesota right there. And you need some help with the Lions also losing. Some more playoff scenarios here. Dallas, an awful team on the road. 3-5 this year. They are also terrible on grass. So if you're looking at a second round matchup in the divisional round, Eagles, Dallas at Lincoln Financial Field, Cowboys bad on the road, bad against winning teams, and they're bad on grass because it limits their speed a little bit. I wouldn't fear Dallas all that much. January game in Philadelphia on the road, hostile environment, plus it's the Dallas Cowboys. Going on the road to Detroit, let me ask you this. Are you worried about playing a Lions team that can't stop a nosebleed defensively and their defense just hasn't been all that good? I'm not too worried about the Detroit Lions and a road game there if they were to get the 2 seed or the 1 seed, and if the Eagles were that 3 or 5 seed. 5 seed would be a disaster for the Eagles. Plus, the Eagles are the more experienced team, and they're the better team than Detroit, and Jared Goff in a playoff setting, give me Philadelphia. Going to the Bay Area, that is a tough matchup, but as we saw with San Francisco's loss to Baltimore, they can be had, and they can be beaten. But the Eagles would have to play a near-perfect game on defense, and then the Eagles' offense would have to have some semblance of momentum built up from what they did last week against the Giants. Really one of their best performances of the year, with that momentum continuing against Arizona, against the Giants, and in that first-round game. San Francisco is really, really good, as we saw with how they dominated Philadelphia earlier this year. But it's not like Levi's Stadium is a hostile, very difficult place to play like some other venues across the NFL. To get back to the Super Bowl, this is really what it comes down to. We could talk about seeding all we want. We could talk about Philadelphia getting home field advantage. It will not matter unless the Eagles shore things up defensively, they become more consistent and stop turning the ball over on the offensive end, and they stop with this sloppy play of those turnovers, of their penalties, and of this weird vibe that's been hovering over this team really since the start of the year. EAGLES, Eagles. Before we round out the show, give me a Go Birds down below. We appreciate you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for daily Eagles coverage.